We live in a world of cloud storage, of digital everything, right? So physical media, it kind of feels like a relic. But get this. In medical diagnostics, one piece of old tech isn't just surviving, it's actually thriving. So today, let's dive into the really surprising power of the good old printed X-ray.
I mean, it's a totally fair question, isn't it? We're all sending emails, not faxes. We stream our music. We're not buying CDs anymore. So why is it that when a doctor needs to see what's going on inside your body, they're sometimes still holding up a physical piece of film to a light? Well, the answer is way more complex and honestly, pretty fascinating than you might think. Okay, so to really get this, we've got to look at the X-ray film for what it really is in so many parts of the world. It's not just a picture, it's a crucial, tangible piece of a patient's medical history.
So if you look at emerging markets, say across the Middle East and Africa, that printed X-ray is so much more than just an image. It's a trusted, absolutely essential diagnostic tool. Think about it. It's a physical record that works whether you have a perfect internet connection or not, whether you have a complex digital system or not. And in healthcare, that kind of rock-solid reliability, man, that is everything.
So this reliance on film, it actually creates what you could call a critical diagnostic gap. It's like we're living in two totally different healthcare realities at the exact same time. Okay, so on one side, you've got these fully digital, high-tech hospitals. Images get captured, they're stored in a central system. It's called PACS, and specialists can pull them up instantly, from anywhere. But then, on the other side, you have what we'll call hybrid clinics. They might have modern imaging machines, sure, but they still have to rely on that printed film for the actual diagnosis, for sharing it with other doctors, and for keeping patient records. It's really a world of the digital haves and have-nots.
So for these hybrid clinics, it's a really tough balancing act. I mean, they're juggling patchy internet, the absolute need for those trusted physical records, and of course, super tight budgets. And they have to do all that while still trying to provide the absolute best diagnostic quality for their patients. That's a huge challenge. So, what's the solution here? Do you just force everyone to go fully digital overnight? Just rip out the old systems? Well, the really innovative answer isn't about just replacing one world with another. It's about building a bridge that connects them. And this right here is the key insight. This is the big idea. You don't just throw away the trusted physical film that doctors and patients rely on. Instead, what you do is you reinvent the printing process itself. You make it smarter, way more efficient, and fully compatible with the digital world. You actually connect those two realities.
And here it is. This is that bridge we've been talking about. It's called the Ultra 101 system. And look, this is not just another printer. It's a complete, totally integrated solution. The printer, the special films, they're all engineered to work together perfectly. The whole thing is designed from the ground up for these clinics that are living in that hybrid space between physical and digital.
All right, so how exactly does this thing build a better bridge? Well, the system basically throws out the old rulebook on how to print a medical image. It's not using heat, it's not using lasers, it's something totally new. The technology is called Inkjet Radiochroma, and the name kind of gives it away. Instead of blasting the film with heat or lasers, it uses these highly specialized inks that are formulated specifically for medical diagnostics. This is a really fundamental shift from how it's usually done.
Okay, let's break this down with a quick comparison. So conventional printers, right? They mostly rely on heat, and that heat application can sometimes be a little imprecise, little variable. But with Inkjet Radiochroma, because it's using this specialized ink, you get super consistent, high precision results every single time. And that trickles down to a lower cost for each print, which is huge. And it's a cleaner, more environmentally friendly process with less waste. It just makes more sense.
So when you put it all together, what you get are these four huge advantages. First, the image quality you need for diagnosis is top-notch. It's high and it's precise. Second, the ink usage is really efficient, which, as you can imagine, is absolutely crucial for keeping costs down. Third, the films themselves, they're stable, they're durable, perfect for long-term storage. And finally, the whole operation is just better for the environment. I mean, it's pretty much a win on every single front.
This is so much more than just a cool piece of technology. It's a really practical path to the future of healthcare, especially for these emerging markets. It's all about meeting these clinics exactly where they are today and helping them move forward. And this quote here from IHD, they're one of the companies behind this tech, I think it just says it all. They say, we understand that digital transformation is a journey, and that's so true. It's not a switch you can just flip. So this solution, it's designed to be a partner on that journey with them, not some disruptive force that just ignores the real-world challenges they face every day.
So, what does that journey actually look like? Well, it's kind of 3 steps. First, you bridge. The system is DICOM-compatible, which is a fancy way of saying it speaks the same language as all the modern digital systems, like PACS. Second, you optimize. You make the whole printing process faster, more reliable, and way more cost-effective. And third, you evolve. You're delivering better patient care right now, today, while also building that solid foundation for a fully digital tomorrow. And at the end of the day, for so many of these healthcare providers, this is the bottom line. Because the whole system is more efficient, it needs less maintenance than those old traditional printers, it ends up having a much lower total cost of ownership over time. And what that means is that adopting modern, high-quality imaging technology suddenly becomes accessible. It's not just a luxury that only the biggest hospitals can afford anymore. So all this really leaves us with one final thought to chew on. In our rush to always find the next big thing, we sometimes forget that progress isn't always about making some giant disruptive leap into the unknown. Sometimes the most powerful and the most effective path forward is a really thoughtful, well-built bridge. A bridge that connects the very best of what works today with the incredible promise of tomorrow.